Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So, I have some confusing information to give you guys. So, I just got through going into town. Let's see here. So, 20 miles round trip. And then I went down the straight stretch 1.5 times. Came back, drove it like I stole it down that straight stretch. I mean, there's no one at home, everyone's at work, so took it down the straight stretch, and first go it acted like it didn't want to get up and go. Second go round, I mean, that thing opened up and went. Well, the problem with that is I just did an injector test. And, well, let's just do that injector test again. And you guys will listen for injector number 3. So, as you can see, cylinder 3 contribution balance, continuous DTCs. Don't worry about the EGR codes. Those keep coming up every time, because whenever you do an EGR delete, that's what happens. But let's give a listen to the injectors. Oh, forgot to press OK. Where is it? There we go. One, 2, nothing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, well. 1, 2, nothing on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So as you can see, I'm not getting anything on number 3. So I do know that if you pass a buzz test, it doesn't exactly mean all of those injectors are working properly anyway. It just means it's working electronically. So as of right now, injector number 3 is not getting power. Let's try this again. Keep in mind, number 3 is on this side. I'm just going to let it cycle through again. We're going to listen to over here, because it's 1 and 3. That's 1. 2's over there. Nothing. Nothing. So I'm wondering if not only do I have, I'm wondering if I could just be having a harness issue, because with it doing what it's supposed to every now and then it doesn't do it, and then of course with the vibration of this engine, it kind of makes me wonder if it's making contact and then not making contact, not making contact. So I'm wondering if it could be that situation. Also, guys, let me back up here so I can show you guys my new headlights. They literally are the same ones on the 7.3. So that looks a whole lot better. I plan on getting my fog lights switched out, the housings, they're going to be smoked as well. Going with some either lace fit or oxydo LEDs for that. And the reason that I have, like when I try to activate my fogs with my headlights on and they don't come on and the high beam indicator comes on, I need to get a resistor. I need to install a resistor in my wiring harness. That way, I guess there's some sort of feedback. And then my hyper flash for my turn signal. It's weird because I have the same headlight, or these are switchbacks. Those are switchbacks. So running lights, they're white. Turn signal, it's amber. Same on the 7.3, but my tail lights are from Pilot, and they're the safety ones. They flicker like 6 times and then they remain solid. I'm wondering if those tail lights have a resistor built into them, because these tail lights are just halogen. So my brake lights, turn signal, that's just halogen. And of course, halogen doesn't have any of that technology built into it. So I'm planning on getting Oxido's. They have a flash that only does it 4 times. I tried looking at Walmart. I think that's an item that they discontinued because that's where I got those from. And then my wife used to have a 2015 Mitsubishi Mirage, and it had a set of those tail lights in it as well. And she didn't have hyper flash. So I'm wondering if it's got resistors built into the actual like the little bulb thing, and that's what keeps the 7.3 from hyper flashing, whereas this doesn't. So I'm gonna do that first, and hopefully that fixes the hyper flash issue, and if it does, then I'm good. Let's see here. What else do we have? Oh, remember what I was telling you guys about my 7.3 diesel? So I changed the oil on it. It's getting to the point to where it needs to be changed, but it's not black. I've heard it my whole life growing up. And, I still hear to this day, as soon as you change the oil on a diesel and you go for a drive, it turns black. Well, since I've changed this oil on this diesel, I have put roughly, let's say about 300 or 400 miles since I've changed the oil. Let's be a little more... I'm just going to say I've put 200 miles on here. I'm not going to say 400 miles. So, yeah, let's say I've done 150 to 200 miles. So the old saying goes, as soon as you change the oil on a diesel, it turns black, right? Well, here's my oil right here. Let's pull this oil dipstick out of here and see how black this oil is since I've put so many miles on it so far. Oh, look at that. It's clear. Hold on. Look at that. It's clear. I don't know where people maybe it's for those tractor trailers. I guess that's where it comes from, where that stems from, but not every diesel engine is the same. Here's the oil. I just rubbed that off the bottom of the dipstick. You see that is transparent. The viscosity is amazing, but it's not black. It's not brown. It's not even, golden brown. So I don't know why people still say, oh, as soon as you change the oil in the diesel, it turns black. No, it does not. Tractor trailer, perhaps. At least on these Power Strokes it doesn't. Now, I don't know anything about a Duramax or a Cummins. Possibly. But Super Duty, no. And then... everything is still looking good. There's my coolant level. I have not added any more coolant in here. I'm not losing coolant. I'm losing coolant in that. There's no doubt about it. And I know it's the injector O-rings that a little bit slips past it every now and then, because it's not like I lose a bunch. I just have to top it back off every few weeks. I mean, if that. And I drive that every day to work, which I'm trying to get to this being driven every day. But yeah, like I said, I honestly believe I have a harness issue. because that's just strange to me that I've done a buzz test on here. You can go back, look at some of my earlier videos where I've done a buzz test, and all 8 of them fire off. And when you test these cold, usually that's when you find out, one of my injectors isn't working. But this is a hot engine. As a matter of fact, just for proof, because I could see someone in the comments in the near future, oh, well, proof or it's not real. All right. Oh, here we go. Let's look over here. I don't know why this truck was screaming at me, but there we go. There's as you can see, everything's fully operation. Oil pressure's good. So, I mean, I don't understand. I'm just making sure I'm not running my batteries down. I'm at 12.5. But let's do an injector test, a buzz test one more time, just to see what happens, because it's getting to the point to where I know we got to go to the WIC office today. So I can't just sit here and jaw jack all day. All right. 1, 2, nothing on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, nothing on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So definitely not getting power to injector number 3 right now. And I'm also looking at a bunch of oil all over some harnesses down in there. So, I mean, once this engine cools off, because I am not getting on top of this engine and burning the hell out of myself, not even for views, that's not happening. I know back in the day, do it for the vine, do it for the vine. No, I'm not doing it for the vine, and I'm not doing it for views, I'm not doing it for any of those reasons. But, when this engine cools off, well, when it cools off, I'll do another buzz test and see, because you do know heat makes things expand. So it is a possibility that when it's cold, I can get all of them to fire. And then when things warm up, it expands. So maybe something's pulling away from something. Maybe it's not fully seated. I've heard stories about that. So I'll dive further into it, because I'd hate to just replace a $200 injector and it's not the injector that's the issue, it's the wire. So I'd rather go with the cheaper route first, $150 for a new wiring harness, and then wire everything. I'd feel much comfortable replacing the wiring harness. If it doesn't fix the issue, then replace the injector. But like I said, I'm giving it 2 weeks, and this is new information to me that when it's warm, when you're doing a hot engine test, usually you can get that number 3 injector to buzz, versus when it's cold, it usually doesn't, because it's stuck closed or it's sticking. But yeah, I drove this thing and it seemed just fine, and now it's not giving me a test. So when it cools down, I'll get on there, look down in there, see what I can see, see if I can do a buzz test before I touch anything. If I get a buzz test, then that kind of goes with my theory that, when it cools off, it's contracting, which everything comes closer together. And I'll go from there. But we'll see what's going on. And thanks for watching. More to come. Later, Gators.